Hello everyone! Today we are going to show you how to do a man overboard while you're under sail by using the engines on a catamaran. Man overboard on catamaran by just using the sails is a different maneuver, but most scenarios you will still have two engines or at least one of them working. Very rare that you won't have both engines on a catamaran, but this is another lesson for later. Okay, so we are under sail right now. Okay, engines are off, and I'm going to show you the full procedure, what I would do if I had a man overboard and I would have my sails up and the engines are off, but they are working. Pretty much similar procedure. With a monohull, just the maneuver itself on the monohull will be a little bit different because of course catamarans and monohulls behave differently. My students already saw a perfect example by one of my students that just had a surprise, and now I just want to recreate it because I have a drone pilot finally on board. Great. So okay, we're cruising, music, everything is nice, engines are off, la 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 la. One person went to pee from the side. Okay, I was not on the helm, I was inside in the kitchen. La la la, I'm in the kitchen. Ah shit, man overboard! Point to the man overboard. I breathe and I'm trying to stay calm. Putting the mark here on the GPS, but most importantly, looking to understand where the wind is coming from. Okay, I have the mainsail up. Is there a preventer? Okay, no preventer, and headsail are on. All right, guys, I need help to furl the headsail. Brandon, can you come and release the red line? Yes. Let me turn on the engines. Antea, can you center the main? So I want you to bring the, no, you're pointing, sorry. Kate, can you center the main? Thank you. Okay, so what I'm trying to do with a catamaran is not do a direct approach into the wind because it's not a monohull. It's going to be very hard to pick up the man overboard from the bow. So what I'm trying to do, because I also have the main, is just to be drifting, coming to him at a 30 to 40 degree to the wind, like I'm doing right now, and let the wind push him so that we can do a little pickup from the stern. Guys, be careful when picking him up from the stern. Brandon, yes, you can get ready. This catamaran, I'm on the starboard side. My number one priority is visibility. Okay, you see how slow I'm arriving right now. The mainsail might be also generating just a little bit of power. Oh. Great, and neutral. Sweet. A little editor note here because I am rewatching this and I'm thinking, ooh, this approach was a little bit sketchy. I am arriving very close to the fender and I'm also neutralizing the engines just a few seconds away from the propeller. In a real life man overboard, please give yourself more distance and neutralize the engines from before because you don't want to have some sort of mistake or panic during that moment and then accidentally making a soup out of your person in the water. For the rest of the video, I am explaining about the pros and cons of doing the approach where you're approaching the person from the windward side or from the leeward side, and then in the end I am summarizing the entire procedure step by step in a little bit more organized way. Thank you for watching this video. Check the link in the description below to hear more about my courses, online and practical, and also you can check out the chapters so you can skip to your desired part. Thank you for watching. Okay, the important part with the man overboard is get close, not too close so we run him over. Control speed so that we can either throw a line and get him or use the boat hook to grab him or stop. And you see we are pretty stationary right now. We are not moving so that he can climb back on board, or now we can figure out what we need to do. This is our man overboard. Are you okay? Are you okay? And of course now we're going to deal with the cold water shock that he has or deal with other stuff. But the importance of this lesson is just to show you this maneuver, okay? Because on catamarans, the pickup point is a bit tricky. I would say the stern, you have the engines running here, but it's a low and nice and convenient point. I was trying to get the man overboard to this side. Other catamarans will require maybe a different type of maneuver, but because they have such good windage and such good control with the engines, your goal is just to be a little bit upwind so that you can fall on them in most case scenarios. A lot of you want maybe to argue right now, no, you should never do a man overboard approach by coming upwind of the man overboard because then the wind will push you and you will hurt him. You are correct, but every scenario requires a different thing. If it's cold water or if the person is unconscious, I would much rather to be drifted onto the man overboard rather than away from him and then risking another approach and him staying in the water for longer. But if it's a casual man overboard, for example, with this lovely crew where they are confident swimmer and they don't mind staying in the water for a little bit long, then yes, maybe in this scenario I would do an approach from the leeward side, meaning wind, person, boat, so that the boat is drifting away from him, because I can send him a line and he can swim back and it's chill and I have no worries. But other scenarios will require me to be pushed on him so I won't lose him. If you give enough distance, then it shouldn't be a problem. Anything else that I want to mention? I want to stop the video for a second to kind of give you the procedure a little bit more organized, because in real life I may be blabbering too much, but then like in my lessons afterwards we sit down and we brief everything step by step, and this is what I want to do with you guys right now. So if you have a man overboard and you're on a catamaran and the sails are up, even on a monohull, the steps are pretty simple, just the maneuver is going to be a little bit different. So first of all, you're not always going to be on the helm and you're not always going to be doing your approach straight ahead. So the important thing is to brief the crew at the beginning and tell them that if you spot somebody fall overboard, to shout and point. You always want to have a pointer, and unless you need that pointer to do stuff and help you on the boat. In that case, I really encourage you to start developing your awareness. Because if you have a man overboard is in the water, it's not like he is disappearing all of a sudden, right? If you are aware of your directions, if you have maybe a land bearing or the sun or the wind, you have some reference, you know the general direction and area that he is, and he's just not going to disappear all of a sudden. He is somewhere there. You might not see him for a second, but you can still pretty much know where he is. So the first step is to shout and point. So everybody shouts man overboard, and all your crew is supposed to come out and help you with this procedure. The second part is to put a little GPS fix. All right, this should be like one of your automatic stuff that you do just in case you have another visual thing. Even though I don't encourage you to look down at your GPS, better to have a visual contact with him. The GPS is just for if you didn't manage to get him on the first round. Another thing I will mention here is have your crew wear life jackets, because in this case, somebody floating, it's going to be much easier for him if he's floating and not stressing and needing to swim. In the video, you see me and my crew not wearing life jackets. It's because it's the first week of the season and I've made a mistake of not ordering proper life jackets. The life jackets that we have on this boat are bulky, they do not fit well, and it's just, it is what it is. But I trust my skills and I trust my crew to be very aware of their position and not to fall overboard. If there's any emergency, then we put on these bulky life jackets and try to figure out with them. But for the next courses, this will not happen because we will have proper life jackets. So we said that the first point is to shout and point. The second one is GPS. The third thing, and it's maybe even could be the first thing, is to breathe. Skipper, relax, breathe, go over the process in your head, find the wind, don't stress, because when you stress, it's when you make stupid decisions. Look at the wind, absorb, and try to visualize and plan your approach. This is steps number 3 and 4. As you see in the video, I'm looking towards the wind and I'm visualizing, just like in the drone view that you just saw, how am I going to approach him? And once I have it in my head, it's going to be very easy to come close to him. Because I have my sails up, I don't want to do a man overboard under sail approach if I have my engines working, because I have more control with my engines. So the next thing I'm doing is handling the sails and putting on the engine. If you're short-handed and you don't have an electrical winch, you can let the jib just fly out. It's just gonna catch wind, might turn into a bigger shit show. So if you can furl the head sail, that's gonna be a good thing. You can leave the main out or bring it in. Just be careful from jibing, because this might cause additional damage to the boat. So I'm handling the sails and I'm turning on the engine. The sixth step is that I come up at a 40-degree angle windward of the man overboard from my preferred side. On this catamaran, I prefer the starboard side. On other catamarans, might not, but I would always prefer visibility, right? I don't want to run him over. It's very convenient that the helm station on a catamaran is on one side, because then you can have a preferred side and you have really good visibility, so that you don't crush him. If you're sailing upwind, you will need to come back downwind and then turn and come back upwind. Since we were going downwind, it was very easy. I just had to turn around, find that 40-degree angle, and everything is good and well. Afterwards, control your speed. If your main is powering you too much, let it out. If your engines are too fast, slow down. You don't want to come up too fast on your final leg of approach. Everything beforehand, you could do it faster speed. The next thing is to stop next to him and to make initial contact. How you make initial contact could be by throwing him a line, giving him the boat hook, lassoing him with a line, or even if he's unconscious, maybe sending another person to the water with a life jacket and a flotation device, or maybe even a line attached to the boat, so that you can come up and get him. I want to stop for a second because I just remember something important. Technically, you have a flotation device on a catamaran, on monohulls as well. Man overboard preventing equipment, that you can throw a buoy in the water with a floating line and just do a 360 around the man overboard until he can successfully grab that line, and then you can go into the wind or heave to, stop your momentum, and then pull him back. Because we are practicing on a object that cannot do it, like an unconscious man overboard, this is the procedure that we need to do. Okay, so after we stop and make contact, we need to find a way to bring him up. That could be by using a spare halyard, or putting down the ladder and making him climb up, or using the dinghy as a middle step, or using whatever other technique you have, or sending another strong person in the water to bring him up. If the person is heavy, that's going to be hard to bring it up. So get creative and find a way to bring the person up. Once the person is up, you need to assess his situation. Even if he's telling you that everything is all right, he might have swollen up water, and then there might be something that's called secondary drowning. But if he is in fit condition and he's all good, you might just need to warm him up a little bit, and that's going to be enough. At this point, you might consider calling in a Mayday, because he might not be feeling well. He might have hypothermia or a secondary drowning or a shock. So don't be hesitant to give out a Mayday in a real scenario. But if he's all good, try to warm him up using blankets or body heats. Definitely do not give him alcohol, and no massages if it's hypothermia. And I just wanted to put in all these things right now a little bit organized. I probably also edited a little list over here. And I'm happy you watched this video. Stay safe on the water. Remember, the best man overboard maneuver is just to prevent man overboard. So be aware of where your crew is, what they're doing, brief them on how to walk properly on the boat, wear your life jackets, and yeah, stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next one.